Hi everyone. It's Elisabeth here from K2 Partnering Solutions or K2 University. I hope everyone can hear me okay. If anyone has issues with seeing the screen or have any questions throughout the webinar, you can either raise your hand in the raise hand button, as you can see, or you can actually type the questions to myself and I will be able to answer it. So if you have technical issues right now, please feel free to write them to me or raise your hand and I will be able to assist you. This will be about a 30-minute webinar where I would explain to you a little bit more about how to start exciting a career, introduce you to K2 University and so on. I will have a live Q&A session at the end, where you can also ask any questions about myself, K2 University, or just any general career advice. Okay, so I will just get started. Let me see. So this is basically how to start your trailblazing towards your Salesforce certification. So obviously, congratulations to the new start of your new exciting career. Maybe you're already working in Salesforce, or you have came across a video, or maybe you're a user of Salesforce right now, but somehow you have got interest of becoming a Salesforce professional. So this webinar is basically some ideas and tips on how to proceed in your new career. So there will be some market information, more introduction about K2 Partnering Solutions and how K2 University works with Salesforce, discussing the Salesforce Economy, why it's important to be certified, maybe some different career paths, some different advice around different certifications to enhance your career after the first one, and also how K2 University can support starting Trailblazers. And then I will open up a Q&A. As mentioned, my name is Elisabeth Kindeland. I work as a K2 University associate, so we're an education specialist, partners with Salesforce, so I do career advice a lot around professionals wanting to proceed into Salesforce, but also in SAP. So, a short introduction to K2 Partnering Solution, just to get an overview of who we are. So we are a consultative staffing partner. We've been around over 20 years in recruiting, so that's where we started off about 20 years ago. So with that experience that we have, starting off first with SAP, so we have been specifically in technology. We've also done Salesforce staffing for the last 10 years. And with that knowledge, we realized there's a skills gap right now, and we'll discuss that later on with the market that we're seeing. We will also become a Salesforce authorized training partner with Salesforce, obviously. So we do have an official partnership with them where we're helping Salesforce help upskill IT professionals today. We do operate on a global scale. So we have offices in Europe and Asia, Latin America, in the US, and so on. But if we're focusing just on the US, we're looking at offices Boston, where myself are sitting, and then also Dallas and San Francisco. So obviously, San Francisco is a little bit of the Salesforce hub. So we were attending Dreamforce this year, where we have the biggest IT event in the world, provided by Salesforce, obviously. We also provide this other platform called K2 Connect for our own community, meaning people that are working for us right now. We call them business associates. They're working together with K2 on contracting basis, but also for our people that we help get jobs permanently, but also for our K2 University students, which is our education part of K2 Partnering Solutions as well, where I am focusing my work on. So, but let's get into the Salesforce Economy. So the people of you that are attending right now, obviously, you are interested in hearing more about Salesforce. We have a different level of background knowledge, but if we're looking at Salesforce, that is the #1 most implemented customer relationship management system in the world, meaning that it's a lot of new clients coming up, and it's also the #1 platform in cloud computing. If you're looking at the Salesforce Economy, so IDC did a report, came out about a year ago, where they're adding on 3.3 million new jobs in Salesforce into the market by 2022, meaning there's a high digital skills gap for Salesforce professionals out there. Two of the top 10 jobs out there are Salesforce specific jobs. So it can be Salesforce consultants, users, or admins, or developers. We can also see Salesforce being ranked from Forbes as the #1 most innovative company, and also the 30th place for best employers for diversity in the world. Meaning there's a lot of opportunity out there, so you're definitely on the right start towards your certification and towards a new career. So we can also look over the Salesforce Economy a bit further. So if you're looking at it, it's a bit of a bad picture. I realize that, but if you see the new business revenue, we're looking at 859 billion new business revenue will be created by 2022, meaning that will be a lot of those jobs actually based in Canada and in the US. But we're also seeing a high rise in terms of Brazil, also in Europe, so in the UK, for example. There's a lot of new revenue coming in that will create more and more jobs with professionals that Salesforce are lacking of today. And there also what we can see from this report here is that it's actually over all different kinds of industries. So it's over retail, financial services, government, and so on. So there's not a CRM system specific to just one system out there either. So why is it important to being certified? Why are we talking about certifications when it comes to Salesforce? As Salesforce is a cloud-based solution, it's important to communicate and market your expertise. So Salesforce, one of the reasons why it's so successful is because they are keeping up to date with new updates constantly. Meaning if they hear clients or users complaining about a certain update or feature, they can easily upskill that or improve that feature of the system to help their clients. Meaning there's actually a popular system for employers to implement for their CRM system to keep track of their sales, keep track of their customers, and so on. But obviously, being certified is also important for employers because they want to have certified candidates. So for a Salesforce partner, there are certain KPIs, so key performance indexes, where they're looking at how many people are certified within their workforce, and meaning they have to have a certain amount of active certifications amongst their employees for them to being able to implement or being able to upgrade or work around in the system as well. Companies who use certified Salesforce professionals also see smoother deployments. So once a company has decided to implement Salesforce, they will see a much easier deployment of that system when they have professionals that are certified as well. There are also studies that show that you get at least a 6% increase in salary by just having a certification. And there are also companies and partners out there that offer, for example, a 5K bonus or add-on for base salaries for each certifications out there. It's also important to keep looking at, you keep your skills current. As I've discussed, they do keep doing upgrades constantly, so it's important as a Salesforce professional to keep up to date with your certifications, which will be done via Trailhead. So it's a very easy certification to keep up to date with your certifications and keep them active every quarter that you do via Trailhead. So it's a simple test to take, but it's important that you know what skills are out there as well. It will also help you providing a career growth, so you can enhance your career by taking on more and new certifications. So let's say you start as a Salesforce administrator, but your aim goal is to become a certified Salesforce developer. You can do that by taking the path to become a Salesforce developer as well, by adding on different certifications to help enhance your career. So what career path is interesting for you? So it's all about finding what's best for you. So maybe you're restarting your career. Maybe you're on the new path of your career as well. And maybe you're unsure of what does a Salesforce administrator do? What does the Salesforce developer do? What skills are needed? One way to get started is to do the Trailhead module, the career development planning. You build up a career plan, and you can where you can learn how to land that job and what different paths there is to take in the Salesforce ecosystem. You can also start looking at, do you want a technical versus functional career path? As Salesforce has different kinds of positions, obviously we can divide them into technical and functional. So are you looking to work in hands-on coding, help develop different Salesforce systems, maybe run a team of developers who want to become a technical architect and build up the system? There will be a lot of those jobs out there, but obviously it has to be something for you if you want to work with as a technical consultant. In the functional career space, we're obviously seeing a lot of Salesforce administrator jobs, business analysts, project managers, implementation experts that are working together with stakeholders and users and helping end user training and so on. You can also do a little bit of a search in your area to look at different job descriptions, what kind of soft skills are needed, what kind of certifications, for you to get an overview of what you want as well. Obviously, there are a lot of different Salesforce communities out there. You can find them via Meetup. You can find them also by just Googling or Twitter. So maybe where you can reach out to other Salesforce professionals to ask them what path they took and why they did it and the benefits for them. You can also go into this website where you can look over different career paths in Salesforce, everything from administrator, developer, and marketer, and see how they're using their current skill sets towards that. It's mostly recommended to start with the Salesforce Administrator certification, seeing if you don't come from a really technical background, to build on top of that as well. So if you're looking at the average salaries, this is actually from the Trailhead website where they discuss the careers. As you see, an average salary for a Salesforce administrator is $95K a year. So we're seeing a higher salary for developers and technical architects, but obviously that kind of path takes a little bit longer to do than becoming a Salesforce administrator, and that's why also there is a higher salary for those kind of roles. The higher salary is also because of the need we see in the market right now in terms of technical architects and developers as well. You also see there's actually marketing and business analyst roles as well within Salesforce. So as you can see, there are different paths to go, and it's not all about just becoming a Salesforce administrator and staying there if that's not what you want. If you want to build up on your skills as a Salesforce administrator, that's very much possible too. So here you can see different certifications. You can see it as administrators if you want to have a career within administrating and work with the users, work with a small configuration. The administrator one is to start with, then becoming advanced. But you can also build up becoming architects. And here are some, for example, implementation expert certifications that you can look at if you want to work with different systems. So that's something you can look at too. Some of these certifications have courses tied to them, so it's easy for you to learn. Some of them come from experience, but those are different ways you can do on the Salesforce website as well to look whatever you want if you're coming towards that level. So your path towards a first certification. So most of you on this webinar have started with Trailhead. Maybe you are a ranger, maybe you're a mountaineer. Whatever level you are, Trailhead is a great start to gather your theoretical knowledge. It's a great start for you to see what path you want to take, to get the feeling of Salesforce, learn more about what Salesforce is, and different features as well. But Trailhead is also obviously important for you to keep up to date with your knowledge. As I'm mentioning, Salesforce professionals need to keep up to date with their knowledge constantly, so it's always a good habit to keep using Trailhead as well. You can also use the developer org, so the Salesforce developer org, where you can do some development it's not super easy sometimes if you're coming with no experience to do that, but it's a chance for you to do whilst you're doing Trailhead as well. Another thing is which is important when you're coming towards, you've done your trailheads, is to do mock exams. So wherever you are in your learning, you can do mock exams. You can find free online, but it's always recommended to do some that you can pay for. They're actually about $20 that you can do. And if you do good on them, that means that you're ready. That's also a good indicator for you to see where you are in your learning. To maybe do it halfway through to see what do you need to practice on more, what module do you need to practice on more. If you're looking to really deepen your knowledge, you want to have a quicker fix, you want to start working, you want to have a consultant kind of level, I always recommend deepen your knowledge with a full official Salesforce course. And I will explain to you a little bit more why is that. But you also have, if you're soon to take your exam, you can boost your skills by having an exam preparation session that I'm going to explain to you more as well. There's a different paths you can take, but I would definitely stay to use the official material to make sure they have the latest release of Salesforce, as Salesforce keep updating their system constantly. There's a lot of material out there that's outdated, so if you keep studying the wrong material, you will not be able to pass the exam in the end. So just a short introduction here to K2 University. As mentioned, we are a Salesforce partner in terms of staffing and training. So our goal for our work is actually doing career advice with professionals new to Salesforce or people that are already in Salesforce. So we have a huge community working for K2 as senior Salesforce professionals, and we constantly keep them up to date with their career, discussing with them where they want to go next. So we make sure that no one is ever really stuck in their career either. If needed, if our current community or new community is interested, we keep up to date with through education and training, and I will explain to that soon more. But also adding on a certification to your name, and we will work together to see if a work placement is possible through K2, depending on our market that we have or what our clients need. But also, if nothing fits to whatever our clients have to offer right now, we work and help with our students to look at their CVs, interview prepping them, aiming them towards different communities that can help achieve their career goals as well. And also from day one, there's an ongoing support throughout the process with the background knowledge we have in staffing and the demand that we see from our market as well. So how are we working more specifically with aspiring Salesforce professionals? As we as an authorized training partner, we are helping with education, of course. We are the only staffing partner that also deliver official Salesforce courses. So we are not only a training partner, we do have that background knowledge from what clients are looking for. What certifications are we seeing a demand from? What are we seeing a lack of in the market that we can help and explain and discuss with our community? All of our courses in different forms are provided with a Salesforce certified instructor that is also giving the support throughout the certification, can help with different career advice as well, giving them their background and so on. And becoming a Salesforce certified instructor is a hard program, and they're all certified within their skills, and they've been vetted through Salesforce as being head of the trailhead game. And they're also advocates for Salesforce as a whole. So we basically work around personal training and career paths according to your background and what career goals you might have. So after discussions, we help you find the career path that you want to do. And we will be able to give you training support until you pass your certifications exam, no matter how many attempts you do. So for all of our students, even after they pass their exam, they go on, they get a job, or they're looking for a job, we give an ongoing career advice. So this will never stop. We always keep checking in and see what's new, what's needed right now. And our course schedule is always a little bit adapted for working professionals to the biggest extent that we can do. That is good for our courses as well. And once you become a K2 University student, you get access to a K2 Connect, which is our exclusive online community with training support and also showing global career opportunities, where we're soon to launch a job matching AI feature within our K2 Connect system, so whenever a job comes up that is suitable for you, you will get notifications in your mobile app. So that's something that we do towards our community. The K2 Connect can only be for students or people that are working for it right now that we call business associates. One of the Trailblazer success stories I want to share with you, this is about April Rust. She got in contact with me about a year ago. Yeah, must be just about a year ago now. She was not certified at all a year ago, and now she's ×5 certified after K2 University helped her with her first 2. So she had no real experience of Salesforce. Because she was a advocate for Trailblazing, did a lot of those modules, and she used the developer org. And then she became a K2 University student, where she actually did not do a full course with us. She did an exam preparation for the ADM 2.1, so the administrator, and then later on after that to become an advanced admin. So now she's working at her dream job and is ×5 Salesforce certified as well. And one of the reasons why she got in contact with us because she wanted to pass her Salesforce admin, and she was a little bit confused on how that would be, and she wanted access to an instructor that could help her as well. So she took 2 courses right now. She might look into more in the future, but a lot of what she said is the great feedback that we have from our instructors is actually one of the value adds that we have. We have very competent and supporting Salesforce certified instructors as well. And we keep up to date with her and her skills, and we keep in touch. She was newly on a beach in Florida on Thanksgiving, which I was very, very jealous about, seeing that I am in Boston, where it's very cold. So just a short story, just a short background here of a course offering. So obviously we do offer the ADX 201, I should say here, not the ADX. ADM 211. Are you looking to become a developer? We have the app builder course, a little bit tied into development. So it's the DEX 402, and then we have the DEX 450. So the X in these course codes means that we have them in Lightning experience. So they always, you will always learn about Lightning and how that works. But you will learn both Classic and Salesforce. But we also do marketing. So if you're looking for a marketing career, that might be interesting for you as well. So if you're looking at it from any background, you can do both the administrator, new admins, and Lightning experience course, delivered either as an exam preparation, 6 hours, or a full official course for 40 hours, where you get hands-on practical experience through a training org provided by Salesforce, the full scope of Salesforce, and also a certified instructor that's included in both. Or if you're looking for coding experience, or you want to go in a coding background, you can always go in and do the platform developer course, so platform app builder course, either as an exam prep or full official course. Or if you have really strong coding experience in the past, worked as a Java developer, you could go straight in and become a platform developer 1. And then we're looking at the DEX 450 course to become platform developer 1. So it's a little bit of what kind of background you have and what you'll be looking for in the future. So there's some upcoming course schedule. This will be sent over to you. But these are our prices for 2018 at least. Exam preparation is $500, so it's a 6-hour live course together with a certified instructor, where you get including the exam voucher. So you basically pay $300 for access to a certified instructor that will help how you will pass the exam. For a full course, it's $1,800, also including the exam voucher, which is compared at Salesforce price of $4,500. And we have them divided over 10 to 13 sessions rather than having 5 days where you have to take time off. Which also obviously cost you maybe PTO days, or actually just cost you money from your work that you have today. So it's very tailored into what you're looking for as well. So just to finish off, what do we do now when you're certified? First thing, once you pass the certification, you mark your new certification on LinkedIn. One way would also be to obviously put your badges on and what different badges you've done on Trailhead as well. Look over what did you learn throughout the course you can put as keywords on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great opportunity for you to market yourselves, and it's a hugely used by recruiters out there that are working towards Salesforce clients. So connect with them. You can search for them as well. You can use meetup groups and other local events as well. Dreamforce, for example, has a free day that you want to do. That's every year. They have world tours coming up here in the new year, which you can look for, which is in your local area, which I would definitely recommend. It's a free event to go to. And it's like a mini Dreamforce where they do speak about new updates. So you can speak to different Salesforce recruiters or clients, and also to other, obviously, Salesforce professionals. Here are two websites to work if you want to look to sort of get some hands-on experience. It will just help out with different nonprofits out there where you can get some hands-on experience and references as well. As a Kate University, you obviously get connected with a Salesforce recruiter. We are looking more into internship and volunteering work opportunities for those who are interested, which has been actually quite popular and requested from our community, even those who are working. We have obviously work placement opportunities out there depending on what the market looks at and what you're looking for. So you have to match it together. If not, we can do advice and CV review, interview preparations, and look over your LinkedIn to market yourself. And you will obviously have a Kate to Connect access always, where you can always reach out to other Salesforce students or ourselves, advisors as well. Here's an article that I wrote about how you knew and how you can kickstart your career. So you can look that up as well. I will send that over to you if you want some tips and advice on how to get started with your new Salesforce career. So that was everything for me. I hope that you've enjoyed the information. Obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat box and I will read them out, or you can raise your hand and I can unmute you and you can ask the question out loud. Okay. So I have a question here from someone saying, do you have any trail mixes I could look at? And definitely a trail mix will be provided for an introduction into Salesforce. So I will be able to send that to everyone that attended to this as well. So that will definitely be for a short introduction to a Salesforce course and how that would cover. Wait a little bit longer. You also feel free to send me a message. We have a raised hand here. So I will unmute you. I will unmute John here. Hi, John.
Hello, Elisabeth. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for giving this presentation.
Of course.
Several slides back, you showed a slide that had the essentially the progression of, I think it was different courses, and
different certifications.
it was a bunch of dots that kind of built on each other almost. And I wanted to ask, about that. Is this to say then that to be a developer, you first have to take the administrators, or to be an architecture, you first have to take the developers courses, or is this just kind of the level of courses that these are considered?
Okay.
Or not courses.
Yeah,
not
so this
courses
is different.
specifically, but roles.
Some of these are tied into courses, some of these are tied into experience. So these are very good questions. I really appreciate that. Some of the architect level certifications do require some other certifications in the background. So when we're looking at the more senior architect level, you need a certification in the background. Also, when we look at the implementation expert certifications, you need administrator certification for you to, before you start doing Sales Cloud, for example. The Platform Developer 1 certifications, you don't need any background or any certification in the past, but it's been proven difficult to pass the certification without having any prior Salesforce experience or education in the past, as it is a fairly technical course. If we're looking at the Platform Developer 2 certifications, that is needed with the Platform Developer 1. But there's no course tied back into the Platform Developer 2. It's based on the experience that you have in the background. So that is more for senior developers that worked for a while. But a lot of certifications, when it comes to implementation experts, they do require the administrator course. The advanced admin, for example, do require that you have the new admin active certifications. And architect levels, it depends on which one you're looking at. I do believe, for example, to become a Salesforce certified technical architect, you need to have the developer certifications in the background. So there's not that you need to have all of them on top of each other to become a technical architect, but the path, you can check. I can send over some information in regards to this because it's different. But okay. There's some prerequisite depending on which one you're looking at. So I can't remember all of it. I just know that the architecture levels have different in terms of which one that you're looking at as well. But there will be some for sure. You can't just take the architect levels, for free form, so to speak.
Sure. Okay. Thank you very much, Elisabeth.
No problem. Thank you so much for your question. Any other questions? Feel free to raise your hand or ask them out now, or write them out and I'll be able to answer them. Or else, I'm also happy to have, obviously, a follow-up discussion with whoever is interested in hearing more about it. If you have any individual career advice that you want, I'm happy to take it over, discuss it over with you as well, individually, where we can see what's good for you and where you want to go. If there's any course that you're interested or different career advice in terms of, where you can find different career opportunities as well. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, I will let all of you that attended go back to whatever you were doing. And I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to me and for all the interesting questions. I will follow up with this presentation, a recording for those who want to, and a small trail mix so we can get a feeling for what a course would look like as an administrator. And also, obviously, the trail mix will include the career development trail badge where you can build up on what you want to do. Feel free to email me back on the email that I send over to you for you to have more to say. So, do you have any trail mix? So there's also someone here looking for trail mix for any dev experience for starting developer 1 cert. I can definitely look into that. I do have some from Trailhead that I know. I can see if I can reach out to our instructor to see if he has anything to advise, but I can send over the ones that I have right now. I do have a article that I wrote about how to become a Salesforce admin and start a Salesforce developer. So I will send that article over to you, where you will find the trail mixes in there as well that you can use. Thank you so much for the question. Thank you so much. This will all be sent to you. If you have any other things, just let me know. And otherwise, I really appreciate your time.